just want to make sure that everybody can hear me.
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay. Okay, so Todd Transit has been serving the air freight community at O'Hare for 45 years. We're based, we got 3 terminals. We have our main facility here in Rockford, Illinois. We have a terminal in Bensonville, Illinois, and then we also have a terminal in Muskego, Wisconsin. We have been in business since 1973. And we do LTL, LCL cargo for air, ocean, ground shipments with 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365-day availability. We are a U.S. Customs bonded carrier. All employees are TSA certified. Monday through Friday night, we do sweeps at O'Hare. We have drivers that do work on Saturdays too, just a few. We have some drivers that work on Sundays as well. We have some cars, some cube trucks, straight trucks, tractor trailers with the 53-foot trailers. All of our equipment is has e-channels and bars for securement of the loads. We do not have any owner-operators, and we never have. We're all company employees, and we also have Todd Special Services, which is our expedite. So Todd Transit handles a lot of the freight. Air freight, general freight, we'll go to freight forwarders. Basically, our Todd Transit employees are operating the straight trucks, the tractor trailers, while our Todd Special Services, which is the expedite side, residential delivery, 2-man, white glove, light assembly, lift gate, appointment residential and asset recovery portion, and warehousing portion of our business. Those drivers for Todd Special Services are Class D or Class C. They operate the cube trucks or the vans. We've got cargo vans besides the cars. Basically, the cars are for going back and forth. The vans are the cargo vans hauling the freight. 2 skids, 1 skid, 2 skid kind of deal. The cube trucks are either a 6 skid or an 8 skid small truck. So that's what Todd Special Services does and handles with, and they're non-CDL. Well, with the Todd Transit, we have the Class B CDL or the Class A CDL drivers who are under the federal DOT guidelines. So if somebody wanted to work for us and they had a CDL, either a B or a Class A, of course, we would have them fill out the application. They have to be over 21 years of age. Valid medical card, DOT card, or we will send to go get, have them go get one. Pre-employment drug screen. We do a background check, which contains the criminal, sex offender, Social Security, and the MVR on their driving history. And they all have to be TSA certified. So if they come in to work for us and they're not TSA certified, we have to make sure that they can be TSA certified. There is a list on the TSA website that for the requirements for TSA. So there are certain things that are not allowed, and then there are certain things that are, of course. So as long as the prospective employee meets all those requirements, they can come on board. Of course, with Todd Special Services, those are non-CDL, so as long as they have a Class D or a Class C license, and they can meet the criteria of the TSA, and along with the background check and the same, kind of similar, the same requirements that we require with the pre-employment drug screen. They don't need them. We do send them for a medical card, but but they're a little bit not as required certain things as the CDL drivers are. So that's we do warehousing, and that's the Todd Special Services. We have a warehouse that is here in Rockford, as well as our facility that we also have a warehouse here, but we don't specialize in warehousing here. Just bringing the freight back and then sending it back out between our 2 other facilities. Yeah, if you want to apply, you can go to www.toddtransit.com. When you bring the website up, there is a link for career opportunities. You can go ahead and click on the link and fill out the application and then send it to hr@toddtransit.com.
We do have a question here that says, I have a TSA number as a flyer and got TSA approved via my CDLA for tanker. Do they need more TSA approval?
If they have a TSA number, we can transfer it to us, which is easier than if they weren't even TSA certified. If it goes too long, then they have to do the whole thing all over again. So no, as long as they have the number and it's approved, it will just go right through, and they'll be able to have the process go a lot quicker than not having that. So it's a good thing.
Okay, and I did put the URL for your job posting website in the chat, so everyone should have that there.
Okay, great.
And then there's another question. What are the normal hours worked in a week?
Okay, well, right now the drivers are working roughly between 9 and 11 hours. So it kind of varies. There's not really a set time frame that they're as to how many hours they're working in a week. It's going to vary depending on freight. They always will have a start time, but as far as when they end their day, sometimes that can change. You know, just again, depends on freight, depends on how many stops, pickups we have for the day, and how much coverage we can get. If we get really busy, some days we have really busy days, some days are a little bit lighter, so there is that variance.
And then how quickly do you guys fill your positions typically?
Well, I mean, it's a process. So somebody will come and apply. We'll usually, if somebody comes here on site and they apply, I will try to talk to them. So they'll kind of have like a little interview. After that, once we decide on then if we're going to hire that individual, then there's a process of the background check, which takes typically about 2 to 4 days. We also then will send them for a pre-employment drug screen. That takes 2 days to come back, typically. And then we also do a road test, which while we're waiting for that, we'll do the road test. And once they pass all that criteria, we will send for their TSA. Then they start orientation. And so it's possible that they'll go through orientation before the TSA comes back. So as long as they meet the criteria really of the TSA, you know, that and all the other things, then we're good to go. So roughly maybe a week, depending on how long we get that all those items back, would be typically what, from the decision, once the decision is made, we're going to hire that individual, to the time that they actually start.
All right, and then we had another question. If I understand it correctly, it seems they live in Rockford and they'd like to know, would they be driving to O'Hare or somewhere else?
No, well, if they're live in Rockford, they would be working out of this facility. They'd drive here, and then we would send them to to wherever. I mean, we cover a lot of ground. We'll go towards Sterling. We'll go towards Savannah. We've even crossed the state into Iowa a little bit. We go all the way down. South we go east. A lot of the drivers will go from here. They'll go east to Bensonville, Wooddale, Elk Grove Village. We go as far as Crystal Lake out of here, and we will go up to Wisconsin as well, like Madison. We do go to Madison from here, and all the suburbs around Madison. That's kind of where our ground is. We might go as far south as Peoria, but I think we've had a couple of runs that go as far down as Peoria, but typically we kind of stay west, north, and east. So we do have some runs with Todd Special Services that might run, like Indianapolis and back. But those are not very often. But and we usually ask people who, somebody wants to do that. So we do have them, but they're not very often where you would go out of state.
All right, and the last question that we had in here was, is there a good way to contact you directly?
Yes, they can call me at 815-398-5115. I'm at extension 108, or they can also email me at dawnb@toddtransit.com. Or they can also, if they email HR@toddtransit.com, that will also come to me.
All right, I did put that information in the chat for anybody who would like it. So it's there now. And we don't have any other questions at this time. So Dawn, was there anything else you wanted to add?
No, I think that's pretty much everything, without going too deep into details. I mean, that's pretty much what we do here, and what we're kind of looking for as far as the driver role goes. So.
All right, great. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get my screen shared here. And then I do want to thank everyone again for attending this TDL virtual job fair. And I want to thank all of our employers and our presenters for participating in this event. It was really good. So I want to thank you all for coming. Again, there will be recordings of each of these employers posted on their employer booths on Illinois WorkNet. And you can find that recording posted there within the next couple of days. So thank you all, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
All right, thank you.